Hi there. So, this morning I want to talk about a sales technique that can be incredibly destructive to what you're trying to do. And this won't take long, believe me. The sales technique is called Trojan horse selling, or at least that's what I call it. And what happens is that the salesperson schedules a meeting under some pretext. The one I actually read about on LinkedIn yesterday was a guy who was invited to be on a podcast of all things. And then once that meeting is happening, it turns into a sales call. Look, we've all had the Trojan horse selling technique done to us. Some old buddy from college that we haven't seen in years calls us up, says, "Hey man, gonna be in town. I'd love to stop by. It'd be great to see you." 15 minutes in, you realize you're being sold Amway. Look, it's a terrible technique. It can damage relationships, it can damage friendships. And here's the thing, and I think I'm like a lot of people in this. If you schedule a sales call with me under false pretenses. In other words, you schedule a meeting with me under some rubric other than I'm going to try and sell you something, and then you make it a sales call. I can promise you this: I will never, ever, 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 ever buy anything from you, ever, because you have destroyed your credibility. I can't even imagine being invited on a podcast and having that happen to me. So, and I know there's some sales trainers out there that'll tell you, look, whatever you've got to do to get the meeting is worth doing. And I also know that in these economic times, desperation sometimes comes into play. Look, folks, let me tell you something. Be proud of what it is that you're selling. Recognize that whatever it is you're selling has value to people. Get your meetings based on the idea of that value to people so that they know that when you're having the meeting, they're probably going to be asked questions, their needs are going to be discovered, and if there's a fit, they're going to be talked to about how they might be a potential user of what it is that you're selling. That's perfectly okay. Here's something else that's okay. If a meeting gets scheduled for one reason, let's say it's one of those coffee get acquainted networking meetings, partway through it, you realize that the person on the other side of the table is an ideal prospect for what you have to sell. Here's my advice to you: rather than just sharp turning that meeting into a sales call, do this. Say, look, Steve, assuming it's Steve, say, look, Steve, as we've been talking, I've recognized something, and that is that you have a lot of the same needs and issues that a lot of my best customers do. I'd love to have the opportunity to talk to you about that, to ask you more questions based on that, but that's not what this meeting is about. So if you'd like to schedule another meeting, and this is my advice to you, if you I'd love to schedule another meeting with you to talk about that, if you'd be okay with that. Yeah, it's a little bit of a soft pedaled approach, but I got to tell you, that keeps a relationship whole. Trojan horse selling will kill relationships. It will kill your credibility in sales. And if you're still doing it, stop it. Don't do it. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of what you sell. What you sell has value. All right, that's all for today. Have a great sales day.